obviously the effect that I get from an AFT session is different each time, depending on the type of AFT that we're doing and how I'm feeling in that moment. So sometimes I will feel a big physical difference, and sometimes I will feel more of an emotional difference. Interestingly, tonight, as we came into this, I had a headache that started, a baby headache, about an hour and a half ago, or an hour and a half before this, and was creeping up and really radiating down this side of my body. And now, as we were breathing in, that has really relaxed. The pain isn't so much in my head, and I have a little bit more in my right side of my lower back. Now, I know that Crystal loves to do all of this, the thing where okay, which part of the body is which emotion. So usually in an AFT session, we'll also cover that. But I thought it was very, very interesting that I just assumed, okay, well, my headache doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, so it probably won't go away, but now it's gone away, which is amazing. So I can go enjoy the rest of my night. So sometimes it is a big physical difference like that. Sometimes it's, and very often when we do this, like on a Monday, and I'm going into a busy week or something, and I have all of the stuff that I have to think about for my business, it's very often a mental shift from overwhelm to clarity and focus. So the beauty of doing a one-on-one session is that it can be tailored to what you're needing. And then the result that you get is based on the result that you need. But one other thing I wanted to say about, I love when we think about the future and expressing what I want in my future, and then having an affirmation around that. For me at the holidays, I do love the holidays, except that running your own business, it's very busy. But there's also the piece of visiting family, and then all the stuff, might come up where you and your family may not see eye to eye, and that stresses me out. It's the idea of confrontation. And so for me to be able to project forward and visualize, I feel relaxation in my shoulders as I spend joyful time with my family. To be able to say that, see it happening, is really powerful, because that is something I have control over. I have control over my energy going into it, while I may not have control over everybody else's energy. So what can I do on the front end to project forward into what I want to see happen? And that segues me to, again, another reason to use crystals. So I've been sitting here with my rose quartz, which is for love. And one thing I would like to do is have a feeling of love with my family, rather than a feeling of disharmony, right? And so I can bring this rose quartz with me. And when I set this on my bedside table at my parents' house and I see this, it can remind me I have projected forward, and I have said my energy is love, and that's what I want to be given in return. And so it's a visual reminder of the intention that I set. It's a vibrational reminder, but it's also a visual cue. So that's another reason that having the crystals can be really powerful. It's not just relying on your sense of smell. You're adding your sense of sight. You're adding your sense of touch. So more of your five senses are involved in this whole thing. So that was, as I was thinking about that, I thought, oh, I should have said that at the beginning. But that's why having a good chunky crystal or a tumbled stone you keep in your pocket is really helpful as well. And that's why I always wear crystals. And there's, as she mentioned, I always have a necklace on. It's the same thing. It's what do I want to see all the time? Every time I look in the mirror, what I want to be reminded of. So that's another powerful way to combine crystals and essential oils together.
Thank you so much for including that. Yeah, I just got a selenite heart, and it fits perfectly in my palm. And I also have the rose quartz, because same thing, mine's a little opposite. I don't get to be with all my loved ones, but I do. That's part of what I intentionally do with in the boost, is what we just did, that the last part of this, where you're envisioning the future or the happiest, the most ideal place for you, is remembering I have to focus on the present, that I am surrounded by my family, my kids, my husband, and we're going to do our own stuff. We're going to make memories. I'm going to take this stressful time with launching my own business and wrapping up school and all this stuff at once, and all the people, all the emotions that come up as well. And I get to focus on what I do have. So there's so much attached, just going with that for anyone who relates to that. You know, it doesn't matter if what your situation is, you can use this and tweak this and be intentional about it with whatever you're going through. And it is highly powerful to take a step out, assess your situation, assess, wow, I really feel off right now. I feel miserable. Well, you don't have to stay in that place. You don't. And these tools that me and Erin are using and have used, the techniques, help us so much. We are so passionate about it because of what it's done in our own lives. And if you are doing this for the first time or have done it or want to do it more and know you need to, and you're ready for a change, you're ready to be intentional about taking control of the things in your life. And even like Erin said, like you may not realize, you may think you're going into it for emotional aspects, but really the physical. I had some physical stuff too before this, and now it's gone. So it's all linked together. And the more inner work you do, the more time you take out for yourself, the better your life is going to be. It's going to get more balanced by default. So you can continue ignoring and being in the same pattern, and every year being super stressed out, you know, super ready to lose your mind or kill everyone or whatever. Or you can make a difference and change now by taking care of yourself, just whatever that looks like for you. But Erin and I have put together something really awesome to take care of you and make it as easy as possible to move forward. So everything that we had to learn and do the hard way, we got to combine our giftings, our education, etc., and make it this really streamlined package for you. So I am super thrilled that I even get to share this. So last year, Erin released a crystals and oils course. I was really interested in learning how to use crystals. I wanted to learn, but I was super busy, and I'm like, I don't have time to go do all the stuff because I'm already doing it with different things. So her course, I took it, and it was so amazing, so perfect, and easy to understand, easy to implement. So obviously now they're like all over the place. It took away the stigma around it and any like myths and mystical stuff, which is what I learned with my essential oils, you know. So it just learning the science behind it and then the practicality, I feel more confident in knowing how to pair it. So even like the essential oils, the safety, everything, there's printables, there's worksheets, etc. And it was so awesome that I had my son, my oldest one, go through it because it's such a good basis for his understanding of geology and natural healing. So she also invited me to create an introduction to AFT course, which without her prompting, I probably would have never had the courage or motivation to do it. But I see now how it is an incredible resource to have. It is really like everything that I try to speak to people, and I lose so much because there's a lot of information, and a lot can get lost in regular conversation. I noticed that a lot of people just aren't ready to handle a lot at once. They have to be ready in their own time to receive the information. So we created this course together, the intro to AFT. There's so many good resources in there too. So if you want to learn how to do this yourself and feel really confident, understand the why, what, and how, and understand more how to use it for every different situation with printable resources, etc., Erin has brought together an amazing deal where you can get the crystals and oils course plus the intro to AFT course for free. That comes with, once you buy the crystals and oils course, you can get the Intro to AFT course with it for free. So that's a $75 value for the Intro to AFT course. And because things are crazy in the world, and no matter what area you're in, I went to gift a free one-on-one session. So specifically, if you felt things coming up during this, you have the opportunity to get all the education you need, lifetime access to it, when you feel ready to it. If it's 3 a.m. or next year, you get a special package deal. So you can learn all about the crystals, essential oils, and AFT, plus get a free guided AFT session where I will tweak and customize it. That's a 90-minute session. Typically that goes for $150. So right there, you're saving $150 plus $75. And I'm going to throw it over to Erin for anything else she wants to add to that. But otherwise, I will give you the information and answer any questions. We'll go into Q&A if there is any afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, basically just exactly what Crystal said. We are so excited to be able to share with you guys this special end of the year deal. We're almost paying you to take the course in a sense, because the course is only $199. And then you take off $75, you take off the value of a one-on-one session with Crystal, and it's basically, it's free. It's essentially, you're paying the $199 and you're getting way, way more than that. So our goal with this is to give you a foundation so that you can know what you need to know to be your own healer, and then you can know where you want to go from there. These are both incredibly foundational courses. The crystals and essential oils, the science is very important to me. The safety of that, as I mentioned at the beginning, is very important to me. And so with the Intro to AFT course, what I really appreciate about it, and why I was big on having it exist, was the science behind AFT is equally as amazing. And to me, if you understand that, it makes the healing work more. If I understand what's happening, I'm able to give myself fully to the experience, which makes the experience be more powerful. So when you go through the Intro to AFT course, you get all of the understanding of it. And then plus you also get the experience of it. So once you have that knowledge, it allows you to be a better healer of yourself, a better healer of those that you love. And then in the crystals and oils course, you're getting obviously the AFT piece of that, but you're also getting meditation, some information on aligning the different body systems, some information on other releasing practices. There is a lot that's in there, and we can give you links, obviously, to look at both of these, and you can see what all is involved in them. But this should be your gift to yourself during the holidays. That's my belief, is that we all deserve to give ourselves something that is healing, that fills our cup. And this is our offering to really allow you to get a foundation so that next year you have all of this that you can use for your own healing. So I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it too. We can get you the links to it so that you can look at it. So you can go ahead, and once you purchase the crystals and oils course, you get all of the other stuff with it. That's just the easiest way to explain it. And I'm also happy to answer any other questions that you guys have. So I'll pass it back to you, Crystal, and then anyone who wants to stay for Q&A, happy to answer those.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, this is definitely foundational. The two courses combined are super powerful, and it is going to equip you with all you need to know to start building on that and feel confident to be more intuitive. And you don't have to wait around for someone like me or us to do a live session. You can have this yourself when you need it the most. That's the most important thing, that you're not left hanging. You don't need to feel like this anymore. So that could go, I could talk about that forever. But for anyone who wants to ask a question who didn't catch us live, you can absolutely submit it to us. Make sure to connect on Facebook to our groups. We'll leave links to that. That's the best way to reach both of us. or you can email. We'll send links to that so you can contact us if you don't do Facebook. Emails, I'm not as quick with, but we will definitely still get to you and connect with you that way. But if you don't want to hang around for the Q&A, that's totally cool. But thank you so much for joining us, for taking this time out for yourself. I hope it has helped you, blessed you, and especially if you can learn this yourself, talk about this and share it with others. This has been so amazing for my own health and healing. Like, you have no idea what other people may be going through and benefit from. So you just sharing some of this as well. And most importantly, though, is you taking care of yourself, because we're all going through things. And it's just incredible to realize that we don't have to stay repeating these cycles or stay in these imbalanced spaces any longer. So we'll shoot it back over. For anyone who has any questions, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself and share.
I have a question. How long is this promotion or deal going to last?
Through the end of this year, I would say. I can't think of any reason to cut it off earlier than that. I don't have a plan to cut it off earlier than that. So before the end of December.
And I have a new crystal I know nothing about.
Okay. What's that?
I believe it's Lepidolite.
Lepidolite?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So lepidolite it's a funny color, right? It's kind of like a purpley, pinky,
Sparkly white.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it is one of the emotional healing crystals, I would say, in the same family as rhodonite, rhodochrosite, rose quartz, but it's a deeper tone. So it's also a little more cleansing and also a little bit more purple. So then from there, you get a little bit more of the higher vibrations. I'm going to see if I can read a little bit more to you just from my website.
Make a lot of sense as to why it attracted me to it right now.
Mm-hmm. It's great. Isn't it amazing how you can just know, and then once you start to read about it, you're like, oh. It's the same thing with when, I'll say my left shoulder's bothering me, and then Crystal will say, oh, well, that's related to your. I'm like, oh, that's our intuition, our body, our emotions tell us things, and then we have to figure out what's the language to explain those things.
And I keep forgetting I have the book.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have the book and I keep forgetting. Why is it? What's wrong with me?
Here are the bullet points that are exactly what I basically just said, but cleanses, opens, and activates the heart chakra, throat, third eye, and crown. So purple is this area, right? And then heart is the pink. So because it has that deeper, more purpley pink tone, it means it's for this part of the body. Purple being a higher vibration. If you think about the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, red being a lower vibration, purple being a higher vibration. So anything that's in that scale, as you go up the body, the farther down the rainbow, the more up here it is. So if it's purple or blue, it's up in here in this part of the body. Allows you to learn from your past and also access the Akashic records is one way of saying this, but that's a different healing method, but it's basically allows you to unpack what happened in your past or maybe ancestral past as well. So what are things that you might be hanging on to that you were given from your ancestors? Sometimes that is beliefs about love. Sometimes it's beliefs about money. Sometimes it's beliefs about safety. We actually, in our DNA, there's been a lot of studies recently, DNA getting passed down through generations, and actually DNA pieces are turned on or off, not just for things like autoimmune disease, but also for reactions to emotions. You can actually have a belief that finances are difficult. That is actually can be transmitted through DNA in your parents. And so you actually literally are carrying issues that have nothing to do with you. They have to do with the past. So that's another thing with lepidolite. So it's also being able to heal from the past. Aids in releasing negative habits and thoughts and embracing change. Again, let go of the past, heal from the past, move forward. Soothes emotional disturbance and brings peaceful sleep. Any of these emotional healing things, all of those pink crystals are going to help you have better sleep as well. Because when you're letting go of that stuff, then you have a more calm mind and calm heart for sleeping. A crystal to combine with that could be peridot or labradorite, both of which are for transformation. So if you're wanting to let go of past things and bring in more positive things into your life, then peridot would match with that, or labradorite. So if you have either of those and you want to try carrying both of those stones with you at the same time, that would be a good duo of let something go and replace it with something
Is
else.
this labradorite?
Does it have like a flash to it?
Yeah.
Like a blue or green flash? Then yes. It's hard to see on the
yeah, I know. I'm like, how do I make this better?
Yes, but yeah, anything with the flashes is and that coloring is.
And I have peridot, so
there you go. They're also very New Year crystals, because if you if you're ready to say thank you 2021 for everything you gave me, I'm ready to move into an even better 2022, then a lot of those transformational crystals, and actually I haven't used lepidolite in my jewelry very much until recently. I bought some and it's going to be in my January collection. So that the timing of both of us picking it out has to do with the fact that we're in a universe, right? We're in a world that is changing, is going through seasons. And peridot, I will have in that collection as well. So yeah, let go of the past, move into the future, and also believe that the future can be what you want it to be. That was very much the boost, the AFT boost is very much in that energy as well.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to give the essential oil pairing with that for that intention. So going along and just letting you see played out what the process is for both of us. We say, okay, well, that's the connection, the properties of the crystal. So I'm going to look up the essential oil, which I have, and what is similar to that. So I'm going to read for you first German chamomile and then Roman chamomile. So German chamomile dispels anger, stabilizes emotions, and helps release emotions linked to the past. May also be used to soothe and clear the mind. Roman chamomile, because it is calming and relaxing, it can combat depression, insomnia, and stress, minimizes anxiety, irritability, and nervousness. May also dispel anger, stabilize the emotions, and help to release emotions that are linked to the past. So
that would explain why I'm drinking a crap ton of chamomile lately too.
Okay. So when you see this, like, one, how cool is it that instinctually you are already drawn to the things you most need, right? So then once you are now aware of it and consciously, you have subconscious and conscious connecting, now you can intentionally go, okay, well, obviously I could probably deal with this, probably need to. And when you're ready,
like I have to deal with it, not so much probably.
Exactly. So it's kind of all coming together, and it's a beautiful way for you to go back through the replay with now knowing what you know now. Okay, intentionally, what's coming up that I can release, and so on and so forth. Noticing.
And I didn't even realize that this was going to be a crystal thing as well. And earlier today, I was already playing with crystals, and I was specifically playing with my heart. Rose quartz.
There you go.
Awesome.
And I think this was the very first crystal I'd ever been given, and it was given to me by a dear friend who's still a friend, who also was a past lover. And I just thought it was like, oh, great memories, but it was for a purpose. Like the crystal itself was like, love yourself.
There you go. Yeah. And like you said, Crystal, with the subconscious and the conscious, very often, I mean, we're always having these experiences. It's a question of whether you're aware of them. So becoming aware of the fact that, oh, I've been drinking a lot of chamomile. Oh, I picked up this rose quartz. It's hard. I came to this thing tonight. I learned about what this lepidolite means. So now you can consciously say, how can I do more of this past healing and moving forward? How can I intentionally dig into that instead of just subconsciously working on it? Because clearly you already are, you just don't know you are. So now that you do know that you are, you can start to say, okay, well, let me go watch this replay sometime next week and do this again and see what else comes up and see what else I can release. Let me consciously drink a cup of chamomile tea while thinking about what I can release.
Mhm.
So now that you have the awareness, now that allows you to use those tools consciously, which is going to make them even that more valuable to you.
Absolutely. I want to throw in real quick to just what popped up for me, for anyone else, or also for you, Nadine. White Angelica, when you are starting to deal intentionally with all the stuff from the past, whether it's ancestral stuff or your own life, probably a combination. White Angelica to cover that, especially for me, I picture it like you're digging up stuff, excavating, you're shaking up the dust. You just kind of want to like lay down the tarp so it kind of contains that stuff. That's how I visualize it. Also valor, just because of how good it is for alignment and the emotional process. So before you start, you can put valor on your feet. And then when you close off your intentional emotional healing, put valor on your feet. It's just an extra good covering. And then also the release blend. If you know you're releasing stuff, you can do release. And now when you do your sessions, when you're doing your inner work and what comes up for you, if there is more traumatic things, then there's also trauma life. And especially with ancestral stuff or deeply rooted stuff, I feel like Sarah is a good option. It stands for sexual abuse, ritual abuse. And it's just a good covering. You never know what your ancestors have dealt with. And so I feel very strongly that those oils, even if you want to use one for each session that you do, what you feel intuitively drawn to, that may be very good for you or anyone else in general. Those are some good guidelines. If you don't know for sure, I would try those. So
Now I did make a roller and it has crystals in it too. And it has joy, white angelica, and lavender.
Nice.
yeah.
With clear quartz crystals, and I think a green jade roller. Wow. I don't really.
Is it green aventurine or jade?
It's aventurine.
Okay. Because aventurine is safe. Jade is not safe in liquids.
Right.
But usually the green roller bottles are aventurine. And clear quartz is good in roller bottles as well.
And so this has been my work anxiety roller bottle. Every day I start and I just roll it on my shoulders. I'm like, just keep the stress off my shoulders. Did not work today, but
But sometimes
most of the time.
joy is a good one too. I compare joy with wearing rose quartz actually, because I wear rose quartz a lot when I'm dealing with difficult situations so that I am giving love. Yeah, I can't control what everybody else is giving, but at least I show up to work with the idea of spreading love. And so when I used to work in Manhattan, I used to manage a retail store and I would wear my rose quartz every day for a while. And it was just like, that's the energy I'm bringing. So for me, joy essential oil is the same thing. I'm going to bring happy heart energy with me. And then whatever I get back, at least I know it, my side of it was good. And white angelica is obviously protecting. So you have that protection from other people's energies as well, right?
Very important when you work customer service.
Yes.
And then you have your pressure point fidget, because This thing is a godsend. Tell you, for if you know anybody with ADHD, even though this was designed for a pressure point or whatever, acupuncture, this thing is amazing as a fidget spinner, like kind of sensory tool. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've had it on this evening too.
I have nothing to add to that. I've never heard of that before.
Heard what, the ADHD?
No, the little thing that you guys have.
Oh, it's in the kit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have it. So
I think because
A mind over matter. What?
Yeah, I ordered a certain amount during the Black Friday sale or something is how I got mine. I didn't know I was going to get it, but it just showed up in my package. I was like, wow, okay. But
This
it's
is the mind over matter kit that it comes in as well, with M-grain, the reflexology ring, deep relief, M-grain, and peppermint.
cool.
so the idea of it is that it's your reflex points on your fingers, right? Which, just like doing it on your feet, the reflexology on your feet is connected to different parts of the body. So you're soothing your various parts of the body by using the reflexology ring and just rolling it. Pretty cool.
Okay, that brings up another point too. Nadine, when you're doing this, you can hold your crystal in one hand, put your essential oil choice on your heart VitaFlex point, and then just VitaFlex your heart with the oil, holding the crystal, and say your affirmation you're releasing out loud. And just continue doing that during that session. That's an extra thing you can add to it, as well as if you're at work or not in the car, but paused or something. Another quick, powerful way to get you through times when you can't take a full session, but also just adding it into it regardless is really good. So I have used that for a lot of situations to help bring me back into a balanced state. So, all right. Thank you so much for sharing and attending. And I hope this has been helpful. I don't believe it's by chance that you're here and got your voice heard. So
No, I have not been really active on any of the extra things on Facebook. So the fact that I even noticed, paid attention, or recognized that invite. And then I was hemming and hawing, do I really want to do it today? And then I was like, just do it.
Yep.
There you go. Just for you, the universe made it all work out just for you.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Crystal. Thank you for setting this up and having me join in. It was a delight.
Absolutely. All right, then we'll go ahead and wrap up, close everything off. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Erin, for your time and expertise. And that's all for now. So I will talk to you all later.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Okay.